Hello, I am Ketsu Golem, and today we will start What If Deku had Monster Hunter gear. I'll have this work by being a quirk that allows him to conjure weapons, armor, and items from the Monster Hunter video game. Which I will say he takes an interest in eventually for the sake of the story, so he understands what's going on and in-universe, so he can have something fun to do, which, since My Hero Academia takes place in the future, will be a very old video game, therefore easy to get a hold of very affordably. The story will begin around the time Bakugo got his quirk. Deku will trip and scrape a knee and notice a bottle fall out of his pocket that has a green liquid in it. He didn't put it in there, and his hand was in his pocket not long ago. He knows no one had a chance to add anything to it. So he figures maybe this has something to do with my quirk. Drinks it. Is healed. Oh, I'm better. I guess I have some sort of healing quirk. As time goes by, he will start to figure out more items that he can conjure along with armor, as well as he meets what he runs into what he originally thinks is just a random stray cat. Well, more of a kitten, really. He asks his mom if they can keep it, which she reluctantly says yes, because, oh, it's just a cute little kitty. But turns out this cat also has a quirk, which allows him to be bipedal, come up to about an adult's knee, speak, and similarly to Deku's quirk, summon weapons, armor, and certain items, but not the same items. We will name this cat Pally, and he will serve as Deku's Palico, since Deku's getting Monster Hunter gear, and Palicos are friendly cat NPCs that work beside the player character. A few more years pass. They learn of Pally's quirks, as well as Deku figuring out weapons, including one that he ends up favoring, the light bowgun, as it is a very strategic weapon. And Deku was always a smart kid, along with him having learned the Monster Hunter video games, and put a fair number of hours into him and now understands what's going on with his quirk. Now, in this timeline, because Deku does have a quirk, he didn't catch that much crap from Bakugo, but Bakugo is still going to be a hothead, because of course he is. So, in school, on the day the teacher is supposed to have them take the aptitude test, but it's like, yeah, I know you're all just going to try for the hero course anyway, so there's the papers in the air. And all the students start showing off their quirk. Deku and Pally, and yes, I'm going to say that Pally had started going to school because he's clearly as intelligent as a human, so might as well have him refine that intelligence. Also, since he's shown an interest in being Deku's partner, since Deku wants to be a hero, and Pally is really loyal to Deku because Deku saved him when he was a kitten. Difference is now Deku's not hiding, he pulls out his sword and shield to show his quirk while everybody else is showing off theirs. He's just like, yes, yes, you all have very nice quirks, but no uses in school. Of course, this time, Bakugo doesn't yell at Deku for wanting to go to UA because he does actually have a quirk, and it's a decently strong one. As a matter of fact, they've sparred from time to time when nobody's looking. On his way home from school, Deku still gets attacked by the sludge villain. But this time, he has his equipment with him instead of being just some random kid with no quirk. Conjures his favorite, the light bowgun, and uses a feature known as a wyvern mine to blast himself free enough from the sludge villain that he can breathe until All Might shows up going, I am here! He defeats and captures the sludge villain as canon. Young man, are you okay? You're All Might. After Deku's all done being starstruck, it's like, yes, yes, I know. No, are you okay? I'm fine, All Might. Thank you. Then All Might notices Deku's light bowgun disappear. So that weapon is your quirk? Well, part of it. I can also summon armor, items, and a large number of other weapons as well. Items? What do you mean by items? Potions for healing wounds, antidotes for curing potions. It's a lot of video game stuff. I'm not sure if you completely understand. Interesting. Sounds like you have a very versatile quirk. But as they are talking, All Might loses track of time and ends up reverting to his small form. So he ends up telling Deku about one for all for one, and all that usual stuff that Deku would find out at this point. Deku's like, wait, an injury? I might have something that can help. And he pulls out an ancient potion. An item that can heal. Like, here, All Might, take this. What is this, young Midoriya? It's called an ancient potion. In-game, it can heal literally any injury, along with restoring your stamina. Trusting Deku, All Might takes the potion, and is immediately restored to his buff form, despite the fact he is not actively using One for All. This is incredible. I'm back to my old self. I can never repay you. You don't have to repay me, All Might. I was happy to do it. Nonsense, young Midoriya. Without that potion of yours, it wouldn't be long before I could no longer do hero work. Or even look like All Might. You have restored the symbol of peace. Surely there must be some way I could repay you. Well, I could use someone to train me. Very well. Meet me on the beach tomorrow. We will begin your training then. Yes, soulmate. Thank you. And over the next, I believe it was 10 months, they train every day, Deku learning first how to use his light bowgun, being the weapon that he has favored up till now, which, testing it out, finds out hitting a person is about the same as a strong but not ridiculously strong man, so no superhero levels of strengths punching someone, but with a bit of range to it and his variety of shot types, which All Might is certainly interested by, but realizes definitely not on his level, at least not yet. Along with the stronger levels of normal ammo, which do closer to All Might without one for all levels of damage, which All Might is intrigued by. Additionally, he learns how to use the sword and shield, the hammer. It will summon all of his weapons, but not really master using them. And he doesn't really like using bladed weapons against an actual person, but he can always share a potion or something that helped them should All Might get injured somehow, but really One for All has kept any injuries pretty minimalistic, honestly. But Deku still ends up sharing potions. Additionally, Pally ends up joining in the training as well, because he's going to be Deku's partner as a hero, so he has to train as well. Which All Might has no problem with. Though he was shocked to find out that the cat can talk, and also has a quirk beyond just being bipedal and having the ability to talk, which is already rare enough. On the day of the exams, Deku still runs into Uraka, and events happen similar to canon, except for Deku ends up conjuring a basic armor to protect himself, and Pally says, "Meowster, are you okay?" "I'm fine, Pally." Deku still gets flustered around Uraka, but they do talk, and not for very long, especially since Uraka's shocked by a talking cat. Over the course of the exam, Deku and Pally end up scoring a fair number of points, and safe to say that they should get in with what they scored. Then Deku notices the 0-point robot. Yep, just like in canon, Uraka's about to get crushed by it. Deku pulls out a lance and starts charging in that general direction so he can move faster. When he gets close enough, he switches to the insect glaive, which he can use as a sort of pole vault and jump really high to get into the robot's face. Then switches over to a hammer A hammer made out of a monster known as Tobi Kadachi. It offers electrical damage, which means the robot ends up short-circuiting. He doesn't do as much damage as in canon, but the short-circuiting means he really didn't need to either.
Oh.
He ends up going home, and after waiting for his letter to arrive, and he does get accepted, same as canon. Only now it wasn't through somebody else's quirk. So he feels better about it because he didn't have to rely on help outside of a little guidance from All Might and physical training. Get to the day when Deku starts going to UA and enters the classroom, Pally by his side. The usual argument scene takes place, but gets calmed down a bit quicker because Bakugo is less of a hothead. Because with Deku also there having a pretty good quirk, he has less of an ego. Still having an ego, but not thinking that he's literally a god. Razorhead walks into the room. That's a Razorhead, Deku says. But it honestly doesn't take long for the class to quiet down because, well, honestly, a lot of them don't even know who he is because Razorhead is a hero who doesn't really like to be known, being basically a ninja. Took you 4 seconds to quiet down. Not bad. Put on these uniforms and meet me outside for a quirk assessment test. But we're going to miss the... I hate it when words fail me, don't you? Well, hopefully this makes this part a bit more interesting. So they go out and do the tests. This time, Razorhead not having to turn off Deku's quirk when he's about to break his hand. And this time, Mineta gets expelled because, unlike Deku when he came in last, Mineta really doesn't have that much potential. Like, yes, he's got a decent quirk if you use it creatively, but Mineta has absolutely no confidence in himself, unlike Deku. Especially in this timeline, since Deku had a quirk from a young age instead of having to get it all for one. Like, sorry, one for all. So Mineta gets expelled, but now Pally is there too because he's going to spend most of his time next to Deku when there's not a reason for him to not. Which Mineta is saddened about not being able to participate in the Heroes course, but he gets it. He's not very good. Deku is nice enough to try to cheer him up, but Yeah, that is kind of a harsh blow, having your dreams taken away from you. And I think this will be where we call this part